All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how uncommon actions get uncommon results. Now, this basically comes to the principle of us wanting to have it all. Us as humans, especially in our modern culture, are used to getting basically anything we want. We get Amazon delivered to the door, we get skip the dishes, we get whatever else instantly, right away, instant gratification. We get the best of both worlds where it's both cheap and fast. And that's not the way it works for our human physiology. We need to decide what we actually want, and we need to accept the consequences of the choices we are making. So, the main way this applies is when we're talking about food decisions or exercise decisions. We have to choose, do we want to have that extra bit of moderation, that extra bit of enjoyment, or do we want that extra bit of results? There's not one that's right or wrong. Both are good, both are acceptable, both are totally up to you. You are in control, you get to make the choice, but you have to choose one. You can't just have the extra piece of cake at Christmas, the extra piece of pie, the huge turkey dinner, and expect to get the exact same results as that person that brings Tupperware to the table and they eat their own foods. Now, do I recommend bringing Tupperware? No, I don't think it's a good mindset. I don't think it's overly healthy. I think there are a lot of problems with that. However, sorry, get my line going here. However, those are different things that are going to produce different results. Do you want that extra bit of effort that's going to make your results go twice as fast? Maybe, maybe not. Or is it better to have the more moderate approach that gets you good results, but not quite as fast, and over time you sustain it? Do you want to basically maintain or even gain a pound or two through the holidays, but then drop 3 pounds or 5 pounds over the next 6 months? Do you want to drop 10 pounds over the next 6 months? And do you want to do the actions required? Do you want to sacrifice the extra work hours to get that extra couple of hours of workouts in a week? What choice do you want to make? Do you want to sacrifice family time to live 5 years longer with your family? Do you want to sacrifice that hour each day or that 5 hours a week or whatever it is to live 5 or 10 years more with your kids when they're older? That's a tough decision. That's a real trade off. Do I give up time when I've got a 2 year old to have time with them when they're 40? I don't know. What's the best decision? That's something you have to sit with yourself and you have to journal and you have to figure out what actually matters to you. What do you care about long term? Do you want to just go out and have the desserts and you might carry an extra 50 pounds, but you enjoy the crap out of your life and you're very happy with that? Or do you want to be a little more strict? Do you want to work on your mindset? Do you want to figure out ways to not feel restricted, but to still have that level of enjoyment when you go out? If you gave somebody in a third world country our most restrictive diet, they're not going to feel restricted. So it's not about the food, it's about the mindset. But the question is, do you want to do that mindset work? Do you want to have that comparison syndrome and to work through that comparison when you're sitting across from your friend who's having a beer and wings and decide whether you want to have something that is half the calories of that? Or do you want to just enjoy the beer and wings and accept the consequences to your longevity, to your current body fat level? What matters most to you? And again, there's not one right answer. I want to drill this in. Just because this is a fat loss program, just because we are a gym, we've got these kind of associations of weight loss and of getting in shape. We're not dogmatic that there is one right way. What I am dogmatic about is that you have to decide what you want and you need to make peace with that decision and practice acceptance with that decision. Because if you go through your life wanting both, eating all the extra things and skipping the workouts to go do the family things or whatever else, then you're not going to get the results of the bodybuilder who is obsessed and has no life. Those two things do not go together. My personal preference is somewhere in the middle, probably a little more skewed to the family side and making sure that I've got that enjoyment, but that's my choice. What is your choice? Take some time, think about it, journal about it. This is probably, I don't know, a 3 to 5 year mental thing to work through, or maybe you know because you've been thinking about it or something clicked and you just get it right away. Either way, put whatever time in is required to make sure that you are clear on what you actually want so that you are not upset when the trade-offs you make or when the decisions you make sabotage your results, or that you're not upset that the things you're doing to get results are taking away from your life. Because there is a trade-off there. Just like if I go and work for an extra 20 hours a week and I make more money because of that, there's a trade-off in lost family time. There's a trade-off in lost health time. What do you want in your life? Figure it out. Take the time. You're not supposed to figure it out all at once. And once you've got it figured out, we are going to be able to help you get there exactly where you want to go, but you need to have that clarity on where you want to go. And if you don't have it figured out, make your best guess. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. make your best guess, start down that path. The best way to figure out what you want is trial and error. We talk about it all the time in this program. So do the trial and error, pick something, adjust. So I'm going a little more restrictive. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like missing out on that dinner. Okay, I'm going to switch that. And remember, it's just one meal. It's not that big a deal if you missed one birthday dinner or whatever. But make sure you're analyzing it and adjusting. And then figure out where you want to go over the long term.